I'm going to keep Jacob behind with me for just a minute to show him how this guy works. Have you seen any numbers at all?
0.2.
Okay, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Natural from the Earth is 1.1, just so you know. That's why we go straight to 2.5.
Oh, wow.
So
no, I'm not even getting that.
Yeah. We'll see. Again,
If
up
I
to
fart,
1.1.
will it show up on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you guys are
I'm
spread
gonna
out,
try
stay away
that.
from the truck, have some fun with this. I'm going to keep Jacob behind, and then if somebody else wants to stay with him, that's fine, because, I mean, I'm not sure his age, but I'm sure you guys trust me at this point. I just handed you thousands of dollars worth of gear. You guys aren't going anywhere. But I'm going to show him how to work this thing a little bit better, and then I'm probably going to be going to Becky next to show her a little bit more about what to expect out of that guy. All right, let's spread out. All right, so you have been seeing letters. So you see all these letters coming across, and you respond. Anytime it gets full,
If I fart, will it show up on there? So I'm basically looking for a figure, I guess. Like a body shape. Yeah. Like head, shoulders, yeah.
It's not us. It's not an actual person.
Then I'll get scared. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro, I'm scared as crap.
You want nice slow motions out of there. The slower you move, the easier it'll be to find later on.
What is that?
Wait, oh yeah, it's recording. I'm a ghost.
Just go lay on the ground. Get up. If I see a ghost, I'm gonna be scared as crap. That wasn't creepy. You got that?
Where'd it go?
Bro, I thought I just saw something in that trash can. Actually. Cause look, come over here. Come over here. There's a hole. You see this hole right here?
Yeah.
Inside right here? I don't know, bro. I thought I saw a Head and Shoulders.
Actually?
But it's not that clear, so I don't really know. I don't want to go closer though.
Come on.
No. The lighting's really good though. It's like playing hide and seek. Hide and seek with ghosts.
You follow me?
But you can't find me, ghost. I just think you're over here. Why smell like a grilled cheese? Oh, bro, don't scare me like that.
You got anything weird on there yet, dude?
No,
Nothing.
sir. Oh gosh, I farted. Oh crap. I found one.
I'm a ghost.
I found one, Mom.
Are you seeing anything?
No, not yet.
I mean, I got like crazy birds, like He's already looked at my list, though. I mean, they were in a relationship, so I see that, but he says nothing that would.
Freshman.
This is the way mine works. It's like it's pulling from radio. So, and then it's bookmarks it.
Anything good?
Found one. Casper. Casper.
He said I found one. No.
I'm picking up something.
Really? You are?
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
I know.
I mean, look, Jack.
Yeah, I see it.
Look at that.
Like only her face and stuff.
I mean, look at that. It's a ghost right
Cold hearted. I get what you're saying. I brought it with me. Jax is warm the whole body. You really? I really am not warm like that the whole body? What about the rest of me?
That's because your jacket.
Everything around you, your jacket,
Well, I
your
have
hair,
You have clothes on.
Yeah. Look, everything's cold on
all your whole jacket is blue.
Your mother's a ghost. You're a ghost.
Well, it was. I mean, it was nice noon.
And look at you. Your shorts are cold.
I do feel a little cold.
He peed. He peed.
Go through the perfect warm spot around my garage.
There's just like a hole right there. Hey. See it way up there? That's the moon. Big Mac. Big Mac. Big Mac. Big Mac. Who am I trying to find? Eliza? No. I don't know. Somebody. There's two of them, ain't there?
cards? What was it? Still gonna write it down. That's how I learn about these things. I don't know what fit means, but it could go with your smog that you seen earlier. So, actually, got anything?
No, sir, not yet.
Again, with that one, too small in real time. A lot of times when I'm doing a private investigation, I just set that up in a corner and I just watch it later.
Yeah.
Any numbers? Other than that,
15.2.
Okay. Anything else you may have heard, Irene?
Huh?
Anything else you heard?
No, but I recorded what I heard, what I spit out.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. But you didn't hear anything that would have...
No, just, more like Christian names and stuff, or stuff like Christian Bible.
Okay. You're in the Holy
Lord.
City.
Huh?
Yeah, you're in the Holy City, so all that religious terminology is going to come through.
Yeah.
So normally we don't start to hear that until we start getting close to St. Philip's Church, which ironically, it's kind of like the church is giving off its own vibe, and we start getting all of those religious terms, you know what I mean? So you started to hear them here. They were a religious family, but again, to me, it's not real evidence. You got my point. But again, you're on the right track now, I hope. With you've caught some religious phrases come out of it. Tabatha, where are we at with your word list?
Boast, symptom, bath, abstract.
A lot of nothing.
Quickly.
Okay. Exactly what I'm kind of reining it in. We're going to start off with Becky's EMF readings and what those actually are. So, by the way, if you have a camera, you can go ahead and stop that at this point.
I've been floating in here.
Oh, well, I don't need what's in there, because I'll pick up the breadcrumbs that's in there. So, yeah, that'll be for your reference. That way you can
See that?
two of them.
It's pretty cool.
Hear anything along the way?
Yeah.
Forward.
Remember, whatever, American and Charleston.
Yeah, I don't like write down Charleston because you're listening at Charleston Station.
Right.
Too common. So remember, what are the last couple of terms on your list?
So I have summary, God knows, like
Yeah.
N-O. Picture, establish, leader.
Yeah, still weak. Having a rough night. Jacob, what do we got on yours? A whole lot of nothing. You're going to be looking for the letters R-I while we're in here. So again, that's going to make a lot of sense once I get through the story. But just those two letters, they're initials for something. So I'll kind of go through that and it'll make sense. With yours, Becky, you're going to be looking for an 8 or above in this location because we do have some lampposts that will give us off to a 7. So a nice tight space, you get the point. So again, anything 8 or above, just let me know. It's not very often, but sometimes we get it. And by the way, guys, this was one of the locations I was actually going to take out of my routes just because this is a staple for every ghost tour. Every one of them comes down here. But this guy follows me around. He obviously goes to the next spot with us for the bleed over, but he also shows up at our last stop, and I'll explain that once we get there. Because again, we're going to be near a place of raised emotion for him, so I was like, why not just keep it in for his origin story, because this is where everything happened. And by the way, the Eliza Pinckney site, I had to take that out for a few weeks because I was getting nasty, how do I put this, those nasty messages were coming from like rude ghost hunters on your end, like a couple of young college guys coming in thinking they're badasses, like, come on Eliza, and then they go take a leak in the corner, and I was getting really nasty messages on Irene's device. So again, I had to give that place a break. So every night before I go and meet with you guys on that corner, I cut through that lot and I literally read off all of your names. It's just a little pact that I made with her just to let her know these are the folks I'm bringing. Here's their names. I'm only bringing 7 tonight, not my normal 10. You know what I mean? Like I'm the weirdo walking around town talking to myself. No earbud in, no spirit box running. I'm just that person, and I haven't had an instance since. And that was about 2 years ago. So yeah, just that's how I remember all of your names too, because I'm saying them out loud already.
Right.
So anyway, back to why we're here. Because it's really warm down here, so I'm going to speed through this one so we can move on to the next location. At the next location, Dax's camera is going to be the center of focus. I'll explain it once we get up and around the corner. So gentlemen, by all means, hit the record buttons if you haven't already. And again, if somebody comes through here, they're going to come through the ivy wall from another tour, because there is a little doorway right there, or they'll come in the way that we did. I know, it's kind of creepy. But sometimes we'll just get normal tourists that are allowed all the way through, so sometimes we just have to pay attention and just, so if somebody does come by, just lower your camera to the ground. We all understand that we're not trying to be rude. Philadelphia Alley. This place used to be called Jeweler's Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. So, kind of like take 10 paces, turn and shoot kind of duels. We all tell the same story. I'm just going to give you a few extra details because you're ghost hunting. Here's how it goes. A doctor moves down here from Rhode Island, hence why Jacob's looking for the letters R-I. So Rhode Island is the first clue. Now, The doctor's name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. In the event that the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up on Irene's recording, while we're here, it's not coincidence. It's part of his name. We get it all the time. So again, it is a clue that he's here. But moving on, he moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancee, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of the cash. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. So he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. He comes here to Charleston to prove that he's not just after her cash. So on his way into town, he had a coachman that set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world, if you really think about it. I know, right? Just put that in the back of your brain. Single lady that came here by herself.
Hey,
So
I got this with me.
we all carry a little something.
It's my taser.
Oh. I was going to say, what's the brick going to do? 'Cause that's all I could see. So somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen with this coachman. There's somebody walking by. His name was Ralph Isaacs. He has the same initials as where the doctor came from. I bought that device specifically for this location. I was getting the letters RI all the time on a regular spirit box, so I bought that one to clarify it. We've had that device for about a year now, maybe a little over. We've had it about 7 or 8 times. So take that for what it's worth, but only when I bring up Ralph's name. So again, take that for what it is. Moving forward, Ralph tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can stay with them. You'll be safe. Good to go. Doc took him up on the offer. The two gents became friends. The longer that the doctor stays here, by the way, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's money. So she gets wind of this. She's moving down so they could be married, and Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor because he whistled all the time. He's a happy guy. This is why I hate the damn story. It's a giant cliche. Every haunted city you will ever visit has a whistling ghost. They all have one. Every one. Let's kind of get into why we're in Dueler's Alley. Ralph and Dr. Ladd go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston.
Wow.
Doctor has better seats. Now, they go see Richard III one night, and they're arguing over the new actress that they just saw on their way home as they're going, walking. Dr. Ladd thought she was great. Ralph didn't. They start arguing, and then Ralph starts insulting the doctor's fiancée back home in Rhode Island. It got ugly. They went their separate ways. Now, I told you Ralph has friends around town. He goes to his friends at the newspaper and places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of stuff. Doc saw the ad in the paper and rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this and somebody's going to die. All this over an actress. That's what started the argument, remember? Anyway, the two gents came down here back to back. They took their 10 paces. They turned. Doc points his gun in the air and shoots. He did not want to kill his friend. He just wanted the courage and bravery to show up to the fight. Ralph has his one bullet in his flintlock still, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786, after refusing medical treatment. Let me point out two things. It's 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know of them now. Secondly, he's a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself. But he failed because he died. Now, every tour that brings you down here will tell you to listen for the whistles. We have 2 cameras running plus my voice recorder. If we're going to get a disembodied whistle, it's going to show up on one of those 3 devices between me and the 2 gents. Right? However, I can't tell you how many times on a regular spirit box like what Irene is using, we've had the whistling part of a song and the word doctor show up immediately after from a commercial. Like, I can't tell you how many times. It's part of the reason why I continue to come down here. So if you're going to try this on your own with the voice recorders from your phones and walk all the way through here, I can't take you all the way through because I'm being kicked out of here. I'm going to tell you about that because that's the fun part of the story. Once we're going to let this group pass through because he's probably going to go down about halfway. So let's kind of split the scenes a little bit.
That's kind of hurt.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. How are you? Doing good, man. How are you? Doing good. Well, it gets warm down here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it get cold?
Summertime, I try to talk this. Talk this one just to get out of here.
I just got south in June. It's like 105.
There's been some nights where it's like 105, 110, like 11 o'clock at
I
night.
was Savannah in May.
There's a lot of guys.
So again, you guys go all the way through with your voice recorders. Just remember, every local knows the story. So anybody walking up and down Cumberland Street or Queen, we all throw a whistle down this alley. It's just something we do here in Charleston. However, let's kind of talk about it. He started doing it. So, so I'm glad that the other tour didn't ruin it for you, because sometimes people walk out here whistling. So let's talk about how I got kicked out of here. That's the fun part. It kind of explains the next location, but it doesn't, just based on we're switching up my normal spot for this anniversary graveyard. But anyway, the alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall up there. The reason why is because this used to be called Cow Alley. This is where they kept all the livestock, cows, chickens, and goats. That's what was down here. So you do get the word cow down here quite a bit from all your communication devices. But anyway, that means that the bricks down on the other end, because that's where they started the alley, are older than the ones we're standing on. Those bricks down at the end are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there, and fingerprint swipes in others. I used to take my groups all the way through the graveyards. That's the last place you're going to find that kid is staring at that brick in the afterlife. November 26th of 2020, I took my entire group down there for their lesson, and they're all huddled around the brick, waiting for something to happen. I'm trying to shoo them along because I know nothing's going to happen, and we're also standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm just trying to be respectful, not realizing we were out of bounds for tours. So, new guy on the block, the new owner of that mansion came out screaming. My daughter was on the tour. She was about their age at the time, and she thought it was hysterical. She's like crying, like laughing so hard. We just moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I worked in upper management for Walmart for over 10 years, and you guys fight over towels on Thanksgiving, and you scarred me for life. I will never work another Thanksgiving in my life. Now, the next day was the 28th. I called my partner that brought me into tourism. I told him what happened so I could figure out what to do next. He's laughing at me just like my daughter did. He's like, dude, you're only allowed to go down halfway, which is about where they're standing right now. Otherwise, it's considered residential. You got to reroute your group. Well, that was a problem for me because I had nothing going on this way. Everything I had was going that way. So I had to tell my group, I don't believe in the next story. I've never had anything happen with my gear over there. I've been there dozens of times. Nothing happens. I'm into vampires, not pirates. Normally, this next part would be pirates. You're getting the point. But before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The female pirate, Anne Bonny. So I was kind of like, oh shit, maybe we're going to get something. I took them around the corner, told them what I did know about piracy in Charleston. Again, not my thing at the time. Somebody else heard the number 300. I didn't know what it meant. I wrote it down. I did the research. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. The exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. Now, most of you already know, I have a master's degree in creative writing. I was actually quite pissed about this because pirate stories come from pirate lore, which was written 100 years after the golden age of piracy. You know how many books I had to read to make sure everything that my people were finding was validated? That's more books and more books. Half my library is pirates. I'm watching Black Sails again for probably the third or fourth time just because now I enjoy piracy. So hopefully I'll be able to get back to the whole pirate story. And the reason why we're doing this graveyard tale, just so you have this idea, is because where I normally tell the pirate story, they were kind of monitoring the area for tourists to stay out of there. So I got thrown out of there that night too. That was about 2 weeks ago. So I was like, well, we're coming up on the anniversary of this thing that happens across the street. We'll stick to that. We'll use the crazy camera. I'll kind of go over that story, and then I'll have to explain our last stop after that. So our last stop is completely different than what we've been doing all the way around. So any numbers that I need to know about coming out of your device?
You said 8 or higher.
8 or higher. Anything coming out of it?
1.4, 1.3.
Okay, bunch of little bit of nothing.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything? Because I know you had one on, one off. You were on mute, so you have nothing. Tabatha, talk to me. What do we got?
All right, shuttle, hell, absolutely, Bible, tail, dominate, essential.
Wow. Whole lot of nothing. Jacob? Nothing. Okay. All right. So before they actually come up here and we get interrupted them, so we're going to go ahead and scoot because they're going to be coming up right behind us. I'm almost positive. All right. Let's get up this way.
There's something new again.
Oh, yeah. You can come No.
Every man for themselves. I mean, I'm gonna be absolutely spooked if I see a figure walking across the stage. Like, Amanda better chill out, alright? Amanda. I don't know.
Wanna switch?
No.
You have the coal on. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Hey Nick! That's like arrow.
I was about to say that. It's like a taller hair.
They not let us. They not let us. Under Armour.
Under?
Well, my leg's in the fucking. You got me. I didn't do that, right?
Don't touch the kitty.
I had to, sorry. I'm gonna get ready.
Yeah, you are gonna get rabies.
That was one dirty kitty. What if we started attacking?
Yeah, it's like started foaming at the mouth and started attacking you. The church. That's tall.
Loud.
Josiah.
We are really struggling with the spirit boxes.
That's why I scratch it.
So yeah, let's get you on mute for at least a few minutes.
Yeah.
So Dax, you're going to be kind of the focus here. So let's kind of all gather around. We're going to take advantage of this spot being empty right now. So I'm going to have you bring your camera, and you're literally going to put it through these gates, and you're going to hold it here the entire time as I kind of go through this history and why we're here. How's our word list? You got anything going on, Tabatha?
Josiah.
Josiah. That's a
Or
weird.
Serge, Josiah, uncle. I don't know, somebody, Josiah's uncle's in hell or something.
The uncle is interesting only because of, where did you get uncle over here?
It's on, well, I was walking up.
Okay, so where we're at right now, we talked about the paintings earlier.
Yeah.
So Eliza's husband and their nephew are both buried in here. So I'm wondering if something else pops up relevant, can we have you turn that down just a hair? Because again, just like hers, I'm used to listening to it. Yeah, and I want to listen to that. So if I get something else relevant to the nephew of Eliza, and we have the word uncle, that kind of gives me a little bit more breadcrumb that he might actually be trying to come through. But let's talk about why we're here. Every ghost tour stops here as their big finale. I normally let them have it, but this week is going to be different, obviously. There's a sign right here in front of Dax, and it reads, there's no ghost here but the Holy Ghost. They don't want jerks like me with cameras like this trying to recreate what happened. Every ghost tour comes here, and it's their big finale because they have something to show. That's why I kind of usually let them have it. I normally tell the Aunt Bonnie story over there, and we just continue and let the other ghost tours come here. Here's what happened here. 1888, a young lady moved. She died. Her name was Sue Howard Hardy. She died 6 days after her stillborn child. Can you guys tell I don't always tell this story? I have to remember what the hell's going on. So, very sad story, and yes, I'm always telling you about dead kids, and I'm sorry. There's going to be one more after this. But anyway, very sad story, but 99 years later, we have a photographer that is taking pictures of all of our beautiful cemeteries. It's 1987. He captures a full apparition in one of his photographs. It's 1987. He doesn't know what he's looking at. He sends the photograph off to Kodak. I don't think I have to explain what Kodak is to most of this group. That's super great. Most of the time, teenagers think it's a bear. Yeah, got that joke too, didn't you? So Kodak can only confirm the picture was taken on the type of camera that he said it was, and that the picture was not altered. So I'm going to show you this apparition, but it is cursed to females, which is why I don't always like to tell this story. This actually happened on June 15th of 1888. So obviously today's the 12th. So kind of keep that in mind why I'm here all this week. We're hopefully going to be able to capture her apparition coming through, and I've been coming here for the past week already just to try to get her used to be coming over here again. The picture is cursed to females due to the fact of the gist of the story. I've already told you about headache, nausea, dizziness at the top of our night. It is said the females that handle, meaning you're holding your tablet or phone, and that picture is on there, you're said to get those type of symptoms based on the gist of the story. Now you can see where a guy like me that does this for a living, doesn't want to be, doing this story all the time, because I don't want to curse somebody's honeymoon and 9 months later I curse their family. You guys got the point. I'm going to show you what the apparition looks like, and obviously he's going to continue to film. And do you see where the cross is? You see the lit window, and there's a cross right in front of it? Her grave is just to the left of that, behind the headstone that you can see right next to it. So you're going to keep your camera focused like right here. Keep in mind too, guys, the light off to the left was put there by the church on purpose to try to deter any of the lights, so that way it actually gets a light flare on purpose. My camera can actually see right through it, and you can identify the very small light flare that it does create. Otherwise, any other camera, it's a big giant blind spot. They don't want you guys trying to find this again. So hopefully I am going to be going live through whatever social media platform that will link me up after the tour on the June 14th. I'll be coming out down here after I'm done with the data, which will technically be June 15th, to try to come down here and try to find her apparition with that camera. So we'll kind of see what happens. So if you guys want to huddle around so you can see this photograph, I'll zoom in on it. So here's the full picture that he took. Here's her apparition. You're looking at her back. That's a baby basket right next to her. So for a guy that studies this, if you type in top 50 apparitions ever caught, or top 100 apparitions ever caught, this photograph normally pops up in there. That's why all the other ghost tours love to come over here to end their night. It's something to show. So again, if I can capture, there has been another piece caught, I want to say about 10 years ago, but it's very wispy. It's not clarified like what we're looking at here. So I'm hoping that maybe I can capture something without a digital camera, but with a video camera, and get some motion out of it to see if we can debunk some things. So I definitely want you guys listening in at least for a few minutes while we get some footage, and then after he gets some footage and you guys listen in for a minute or two and see if we got anything going on. So Jacob, you're going to be looking for SHH out of yours. I know it sounds cheesy and corny, but it's Sue's initials, Sue Howard Hardy. So again, that's kind of a weird thing. We did get a 9 over here when somebody was kind of tinkering around this gate just a few nights ago. So I don't know if you want to try to do that again, but that was the only thing we caught in about the week to 8 days that we've been coming here. Yeah, it's his legs coming through. So, I mean, Derek, if you want to try to get footage over here too, you can. I don't know if we're going to be able to capture it with your camera, but again, his camera is the main reason why I even bought that camera, is I wanted to do stuff.
Rebecca?
Not to my knowledge.
Boy. Rebecca.
Usually when another tour starts to come this way, it's usually when I get us out of here. I'll pull us across the street and explain our last station. Smell vinegar. Do you smell vinegar?
Yeah.
Yeah, like really strong.
Salt and vinegar chips.
What was that?
What?
It sounded like add something, like added or added.
I'm on the.
Location.
Diary.
Huh?
Diary.
I heard HS, but Boundaries.
You got anything coming up at all? Nothing.
Others.
Winery coming up over that one. Dax, you got anything?
No, sir. Or at least not that I can see.
Alright, I've probably got two other groups that want to take our spot. So we're going to go across the street. I'm going to explain the last two stops at this point. We did get a few words out of there, which is weird. So I haven't followed up with Irene yet to see if she's heard anything, because she's like lasered in, which is super great. But we're just going to move down by that tree and I'll explain everything. So, and we're going to move down a little bit. You're going to tell me what you heard along the way. What'd you get?
I heard a lot of my baby, my world.
Hinting to the baby in the thing.
And there was a laugh.
A laugh?
Yeah.
Well, we did get the word location and diary out of this one. So, interesting. So let's go ahead and get a stop on yours.
Oh, there we go.
All right,
I got it.
blindfold some people. Let's do this.
I got it.
And then I'm going to get you a set of
You
headphones.
matched again?
Okay.
You matched again.
Ladies, what color is a blue banana? Perfect. They can't hear me. So once I get this set up for you, all you're going to do is look straight ahead. Your focus is right here where my thumb is. It's a dial. And then there's two little thumb pieces that you can move it forward and backward in case it's still blurry. But you don't
Pretty
want
daughters. 27.
27. Henry, if you're here, I want you to tell me something about
Get over it.
your occupation. What did you do for a living?
Hard press.
See how it looks like a galaxy in there?
Headlight.
That's the bracket. Henry, tell me something about your job. It'll line up with you. Just look straight ahead. It's a little blurry. Okay. You got a dial in top center? There you go. Let me know when you see anything other than that gal.
Trust.
Henry, Tim, Rod. I need you to push forward.
Right. Lights on.
Thank you for letting me know that you're a writer. Henry, can you tell us what you wrote about? What did you write about?
Rockin'.
Keep you on standby. She hasn't done this all night.
Doctor recommended.
Like Irene.
Closest to the heart.
Henry, what did you write about? Dax, your hair looks awesome underneath that thing, just so you know. I have to point that out.
No.
Henry, what did you write about?
To find
Sweet
out.
talker.
Sweet talker. Henry,
Pastor.
again, what did you write about? What was your poetry about?
Talk up.
According to the poets.
Henry, what was the theme of your work? Alright.
When you are gone.
Okay, so she's alright. I just think it's funny because she hasn't done this all night, so she's resting.
Media.
Dax, what do you got?
So we got
Every
1, 2,
major.
3, 4, 5.
Because it feels right.
5 people.
Accident.
Look almost like mummies.
Mummies?
Well, looks like Egyptian, you know.
Okay. And you guys will be able to see these images too once we're done, and it'll also be in your report. And I run all of them through Google Lens.
Crazy girl.
So in case, yeah, let's go ahead and give her a quick tap on the shoulder. I run them through Google Lens in case I miss something out of those images. Google will tell me what's going on with them. Henry, back to you, sir. Let's talk more about your work. You gave us the word right when I asked you about your job. I'm okay with that. Now you gotta tell us what you wrote about. Obviously, I'm looking for a very specific word.
3, 3. 3.
Henry, did somebody else come here with you?
The world.
Henry, who else came here with you?
Moving on to the next.
I'm trying to figure out who else is here. 3-3, if you remember, was the year that Mary died. So this is actually how I learned about Mary Ravenel, was through this scenario.
Incoming.
Henry,
Country.
did somebody else come here
Tell
with
me
you?
something.
Dax, what do you got?
There's one. There's a
plan.
person, almost with like a vampire, like coat on.
What
Vampires and
I
mummies,
can do.
Skeleton, almost like with a vampire thing that you're growing. Looks like a dial.
Across our region.
And a bird type creature.
Okay, color of the bird?
Black.
Looking.
Yeah. Henry, thanks for those images. I don't know what they are yet. But you need to let me know if somebody else came here with you. Can you give us their first name?
Saving.
Yeah, watch for
Very
those.
cool.
The name Mary
Let
is only
me
4
lead
letters.
you.
You have a good likelihood of it showing up over there.
50 feet.
That's actually a very big clue. Henry,
Searching.
did Dr. Ladd come here with you? That's a yes/no question. Better yet, we're hearing something right
Child.
now. Can you tell us what sound we're hearing? You can show us an image of what we're hearing right now.
Out of this world.
You never stop.
You're right, I'm here every day and night. So far there have been clues to Dr. Ladd and Mary, but I can't figure out which one between the 3 of them is actually here. The 50 feet is the Dr. Ladd because that's exactly the amount of, that's 20 paces in military. So that's where the 50 feet comes in, where I got excited
Ruby.
about that.
It looks like 2 bottles.
Possible.
Okay.
It's like one in front, one behind.
Okay.
One
Watch
is kind of
this.
like a bronze
Love
color,
for me.
and another is a black color. And there's something about it, like not
Lies.
almost like spices.
It took them out of the game.
That's your descriptions are confusing. So I have to wait to see what I get out of them when we see them.
He said Ruby. Both have some
Inflex.
Family.
Yeah, but I don't know who that would be.
WS.
Heavenly Father.
We're in Washington Square. That's actually happened here before. That's what this park is called, Washington Square Park.
Why not?
Henry, there's a lot going on here, and we're running out of time.
Right here.
Well,
Shadow movement.
Let's talk about what we just heard out of the church. I'm just looking for
Oh, God.
verification, right, out of the church.
nearly.
We just need some verification that somebody's here, and then you can identify yourself.
No. Submarine boxes.
That is odd.
Fire.
She's doing much better blindfolded. Maybe we should have done that to her all night long. Henry, Mary, or Dr. Ladd, we need some ID. I need to know who's here. Otherwise, this is all kind
Dance.
of new. Like, none of it will make sense.
Last time. We were young.
Lesson.
Henry, identify who came with you tonight. Just say male or female.
Questions. Understand.
Between. You're predicting.
Okay. Almost like I'm assuming things. So I'm
In
taking
the
that.
night.
You tell me who's here then.
Stay.
A.
She's doing really well. She's hearing a lot. Yeah, actually, I'm right. How many images did you have? 3? 4?
Dance with.
think about 4.
Henry, do you want to give us one more image? We'll call it a night. We're about 10 minutes right now anyway.
Need someone.
You need.
Loves the
Relationship.
London.
Wife.
My daughter's name is London.
Later.
Punish.
Adorable.
Henry, one more image. And we'll call it a night. We just need a
God.
full identification so we know who's here or who was here. Too much going on for me to make a determination. Notice how quiet they both get at the same time.
There's gonna be
Any of the 3 spirits that I called out to going once,
Spirit.
you tear each other.
going twice. My chance to draw us an image or direct
Pregnant.
Image.
Emotional.
An elderly
I
man.
was what?
Elderly man.
Okay.
He looks like he's kind of
Love
bald
you.
on top, but got hair. It's in black and white. He looks like he's got a goatee. He looks sad. I can't really see his eyes. They're kind of blurry.
Any
Happy.
Guess the time frame of this from?
I'm guessing
Sinful.
probably around 18, 19.
The first. You gotta.
Henry, can you tell us goodnight? We're telling you goodnight first. Going once,
Going.
going twice.
Have a picture.
Does this to me every
It's a
night.
cemetery. Cemetery with a building behind it,
Authority.
Somebody.
with a tree.
So the graves in the ground or are they above the ground?
Graves.
Like the coffin's above ground, like cemented?
No. Graves in
Available.
the ground. There's only tombstones. There's lots of tombstones. With a white, looks like brick building behind it.
Experiencing things.
Stars.
Still think we're going to
Dancing.
call it on this one. Third dancing. Go ahead and tap her on the knee with stuff that's tapped out. Jackson, pull that thing off your face and keep it
Broken.
broken. I'll take that from you. Go ahead and tap her on the knee as well. Okay. Nobody get up. Go ahead and turn to your spirit box. You have a button next to your volume. Click it in the opposite direction to turn off your machine. Yep. And then I say nobody get up because you're all like baby giraffes right now. You're all going to stumble. So we're going to take a look at these images because I'm super curious. He had at least 6 that he described. Am I correct in thinking that?
Yeah,
I mean, we're going to take a look at them.
Might not have been the best description.
It's always funny to have you guys describe them. We don't need the
Yeah.
virtual reality piece to use this. It's just more fun. He had 5 total.
Are those the pictures you
Yep,
see?
yep, this is exactly what he saw. So if you guys want to gather around and take a look at these, I can. Like, zoom them in.
Wow.